Public challenge can make miracles happen. The challenge that I first thought will be one of the hardest challenges wasn't that hard at all because I made it public. And I'm talking about my 100 days NoFAP challenge. This 100 days has now passed and it is good time to look how this challenge was, what I struggled with and what I'm going to do next. Enjoy the video! Hey, welcome to To Freedom channel. My name is Armin and I'm inspiring people by sharing my own journey of becoming the best possible version of myself and creating the life I have been dreaming of. I like to create public challenges for myself to know my limits and realize my full potential. And I'm making those public because this will give me more pressure and motivation to finish those challenges. And the challenge I'm going to talk in this video is a NoFAP challenge. And NoFAP basically means no masturbation. But I decided to make it a little bit more hardcore. I decided to go without ejaculation for 100 days, which is much harder to do. NoFAP, the usual NoFAP is just no masturbation, but the hardcore version is no ejaculation. And I have to say that making this kind of challenge public can make miracles happen. Because first, before I started this challenge, I thought it will be one of the hardest challenges I have done. Because before the challenge, I couldn't keep my semen within me for approximately over a week. So I thought it will be quite hard to do it. But I was surprised because this masturbation is actually quite mental. I knew that I have this challenge, and whenever I had this feeling to play with myself, I said, I have this challenge, I cannot do it. And immediately this thought about it was gone. So keeping myself away from masturbation during this 100 days was quite easy. But I have to confess that actually I watched porn 2 times during these 100 days. At first it was, I think, 1 week or something after I started the challenge. And it was sort of like my weekly habit which started to kick in because I had this urge or need to do it, the feeling, okay, I have to watch porn. But I knew I cannot ejaculate, but I had this feeling. So I thought, okay, let me just watch a little bit. And this thing is called edging, where you watch porn, you maybe masturbate, but you are not going over that finish line. So I also watched a little bit porn and this feeling went away quite fast. So I was satisfied by watching it. And the second time was just before I ended this 100 days challenge, and then again I knew I had just a little bit more to go to reach that 100 days, but I had so hard week and my head was so tired, and all the day almost I had visuals of videos of porn in my head and I couldn't get them out of my head. So in the evening I decided, okay, let me just watch it a little to get it out of my head. But what I realized was when I played those things in my head and when I started to watch it, actually it wasn't that pleasurable anymore. So I just watched it a little bit and I didn't feel anything. I just stopped watching it. So this challenge also has made some change in my mind. So if I watched porn, I didn't feel that feeling which I had before this challenge. So those were the 2 times I watched porn during this challenge, and first time also masturbated a little bit, but didn't get far, just stopped quite soon. But the second part of this challenge, this hardcore mode, like I said, this masturbation, keeping myself away from masturbation was quite easy, just a mental game. But this no ejaculation during sex, this was a much harder thing to do. And during this challenge, I think I have fallen off from this side of the challenge 5 or 6 times. And the first time I could stay or stick to the plan was for 35 days, and also made a video about it, what exactly happened. The first times it was easier when I started to have sex and I couldn't ejaculate. It was easier, but the more time passed, with every time I had sex, it was much harder, until on 35th day I couldn't stop it anymore, because I had constantly this fear in the back of my mind that I cannot ejaculate. But this fear brought the feeling of going to that orgasm much faster. So as soon as I started to have sex, I started to, okay, I cannot ejaculate. And especially after I first time fell off, because I knew, even if I usually, when I know that okay, I'm getting to that point of no return, I stop it, and it's quite easy to keep myself away from ejaculation. But during this challenge, I knew I have this challenge, and this fear, it brought that feeling up, and my body got like stiff, and still I couldn't hold on to it. So the challenge made this part actually much harder. And after I failed first time, it went even harder, because I knew there is some point when I cannot even, if I feel just a little bit, I cannot even stop it then. So I had this fear back in my mind constantly. And the second time I could go on without ejaculation for 3 weeks, then I again fell off from this track. But still, I didn't want to quit this challenge, and I started from the beginning again. And I also started to research about not ejaculation, so how men can keep sperm within themselves. And I found out that the men can also have orgasms without letting their fluids out. So this was my next goal, so I could have orgasm without actually ejaculating. And the first exercise, or first thing men have to do, they have to relax their body completely, because if they're stiff, this ejaculation will come. And this will also explain why I had so hard time to keep semen within me if I failed those first 2 times, because I was constantly so afraid and my body was quite stiff. But after I read about it, that men, they should relax completely. So when next time I had sex, I said to myself, okay, happens what happens, I'm going to relax and enjoy myself. And this time the experience of sex, it went much higher, because I started to get into that moment. I got rid of this fear of ejaculating, and I started to feel every sensation, every little sensation that I could feel in my body. And this brought my sex experience into completely new level, because when I relaxed, those feelings were much stronger, and everything, all this action was much more pleasurable. And when I relaxed, I could hold on from orgasm much easier. So it really works. If you relax your body, you take deep inhales, exhales, and you let everything loose, and you just enjoy. Because then I didn't have that fear in the back of my mind that I'm failing this challenge, and I actually found out that it's easier to stick to the plan and not ejaculate if I relax my body enough. And this brings me to the first benefit of doing this NoFAP challenge. Because after that, when I realized that I have to relax and let everything go, I started to enjoy sex much more. At the beginning, it's still very hard to keep away from orgasm, but if you can do it for a little bit, for some time, then you can completely relax and enjoy having sex, and you can satisfy your partner like never before. So during this challenge, the experience with sex has increased a lot. I'm enjoying it much more, and of course my partner is enjoying it much more. So we both are winning from this challenge actually. And the second benefit which I noticed during this challenge and it was a surprising benefit, and I realized already quite early in the challenge. It's much more comfortable for me to talk about such things like masturbation, sex, and so on. Before the challenge, it was very unpleasant for me to talk about sex with my partner and like with friends and everything. But right now, it's not still like nothing for me. I still get some kind of weird feeling, especially when I'm talking about masturbation or my challenge to girls or women. Then I have a little bit uncomfortable feeling inside me. And as one of my main goals in life is to get to the ultimate freedom, which means you can act, say, do whatever you want without worrying what others think. So you are completely free from other opinions and the people around you. Of course, you are not like douchebag who's not caring what others think, but you don't let others say how you should act or do. You know that this is a good thing that we are doing, and you can be authentic and you can be real you. And this is one of my main goals in life, to get to that freedom. And this challenge has kicked me further in this journey quite a lot, because I'm more free of talking what I think and feel. And there are also other benefits which I have noticed during the challenge. The first is I don't have to take naps during my day anymore. Before the challenge, very often I had to take a nap because I got so tired afternoon and I had to take a short nap, 20 minutes or half an hour. But during the challenge, when I get semen in me, I could keep going on until evening, when this tiredness started to kick in. So I didn't have to take the nap anymore. And waking up in the morning was much easier. Many times I woke up even before my alarm clock went off. And in overall, I had more energy and motivation to do things. So yes, this NoFAP has the benefits which they are saying. You will have more energy, you will feel more motivated, you need less sleep and so on. But as those things are building up step by step during the challenge, you are not noticing the difference so much. But after the challenge, I failed. I masturbated 2 times. And one of the reasons I did it was out of curiosity to see will I feel different than during the challenge. And yes, I feel different. I feel again more tired. I need more sleep. I cannot wake up in the morning so easily. And also I need my daily naps again. And my body also feels I have sort of like aches and pains in all over my body. And because of that, I decided to continue with this NoFAP thing. And I know if I'm not making it public, it's so easy for me to fall off from the track. I just get a feeling someday maybe, okay, let's masturbate or something. And then I'm doing, because in that moment you are not thinking about the future or what plan you have. You just get carried away by the feeling of the moment. But if I have this challenge in back of my mind, I know I cannot do it. So it's easier for me to keep myself away from that. At least I saw this during this challenge, during these 100 days. And like I mentioned before that, it was very hard for me to keep away from masturbation over a week. But during this challenge, I could do it for almost 100 days. Because like I said, during the first week I masturbated, but I didn't ejaculate. But now I feel I can go on with this without any masturbation. And I have decided to do now it 300 days straight with NoFAP. But at the same time, I'm trying to get to 100 days without ejaculation. I know it is much harder, and I'm not punishing myself if I'm failing off, because I'm going to practice now to have orgasm without ejaculating. But for that I need to have no fear that I cannot fail. So if during the sex I feel like I cannot stop from ejaculating, I let just the semen out, and I'm not having hard feelings on myself by failing it. I just keep practicing until eventually I hope I can get to the point where I can have orgasm without ejaculating at all. because it really pays off to keep your semen within you, because you are using so much vital energy to produce those sperm cells. And NoFAP can have some of the benefits, but the main benefits you will get when you stop ejaculating at all. So let's see, can I get to that point, and can I get to 100 days without ejaculating? And to conclude this video, yes, there are many benefits of doing this NoFAP. Even with just NoFAP, if you still have sex and have orgasm but you are not masturbating, you will still have many benefits. And I will highly suggest every man to try it out themselves to see if they feel different. Do it like 30 days or something, and then you already start to feel a little bit difference. And if you think it's too hard for you, then I also invite you to join the Freedom Forum, and you can create your own challenge there, because public challenge makes it much easier to stick to the plan, because you don't want to fail in front of many people. And that is the reason why I created that forum, so people could change their life for the better by creating public challenges, and that way they can build new habits and change their life. So I hope you accept my invite and you come and create your own challenge. But that's it for this video. I hope you got some value out of this video, and if you did, hit that like button of course, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, peace and much love to you all. Bye bye.